Have you ever felt like you're running a race for more money, only to find that the finish line keeps moving further away? Most people spend their entire lives in this pursuit, believing wealth is a destination they must one day reach. But here is the secret that separates the frustrated from the free. Wealth is not a number you acquire. It is a philosophy you live by. It is a discipline you cultivate. While the vast majority of people operate from a mindset of scarcity, a small 3% have come to understand a profound truth. Financial freedom is not a result of how much you earn, but a consequence of how you think, how you act, and how you grow on a daily basis. The gap between them is not defined by luck, formal education, or influential connections. It is defined by a different way of seeing the world, a way of understanding the immense power that resides within your own choices. Today, we are going beyond the superficial tactics of making money. We are going to explore how to think like the wealthy so that your actions naturally align and your financial reality is transformed permanently. Because poverty is an idea that takes root in the mind long before it ever appears in a bank statement. And true wealth begins the moment you decide to reject the common path and begin to write a new story for yourself, one based on ownership, not on chance. Are you ready to understand why the majority remains financially constrained and how you can join the few who achieve true freedom? Then give me your full attention because this conversation has the power to change everything. Let me share with you a principle that is both simple and profoundly powerful. If you are serious about building real, lasting wealth, not just the illusion of it that comes with more debt and a more expensive lifestyle, then you must adopt the first and most important law of personal finance. You must pay yourself first. This is not a suggestion, it is a command. It means that before a single dollar goes to your landlord, to the government in taxes, or even to the utility company, a portion of your earnings must be set aside to honor the person you are striving to become, your future self. Now, the immediate objection for many is, but I don't earn enough to do that. Let me be clear. The construction of wealth has very little to do with the size of your income. It has everything to do with the discipline of keeping what you earn, and even more importantly, with the wisdom of what you do with the portion you keep. You see, wealth is not a magnet that is attracted to high salaries. It is a structure built on a foundation of discipline. Wealth responds to discipline. Let me give you a practical example. Imagine your weekly paycheck arrives. It's not a life-changing sum, perhaps it's $700. The average person sees that number and immediately begins the process of subtraction. Rent, car payment, groceries, phone bill. After all the obligations are accounted for, they look at what's left and tell themselves, I'll start saving next month. The wealthy mind, however, inverts this entire process. Before any bills are paid, they subtract their future first. They allocate 10, maybe 15%, and direct it immediately towards their assets, savings, investments, a business. Only then is the remainder of the money tasked with managing the expenses of daily life.
I learned this lesson personally during a time when I had far more bills than I had dollars. My mentor gave me a piece of advice that changed my trajectory. Do not wait for a larger income to begin the habit of saving. Begin with the income you have, and the habit itself will attract a larger income. So, I started small. I committed to setting aside just $1 out of every 10 I earned. It felt insignificant at first, almost foolish, but that simple, consistent act taught me the feeling of ownership. It was the moment I stopped being a servant to my financial circumstances and began to become the master of my money. You must learn to command your money where to go, instead of looking back and wondering where it all went. And let me be clear, paying yourself first is not an act of selfishness. It is the ultimate act of responsibility. This isn't about hoarding cash. It is about planting seeds. Every dollar you save and invest is like hiring a new employee for your team. So, the fundamental question you must ask yourself is this: are you deploying those employees into the marketplace to work for you and bring back returns? Or are you trading them all away for fleeting moments of pleasure and then wondering why your financial situation never improves? This is the commitment I ask of anyone who wants to leave the 97% behind. The moment you decide that your future is more valuable than another cup of coffee or the latest phone, you don't just save money. You cross a philosophical divide and begin to think like the 3%. Here is a difficult truth that many people are unwilling to confront. Most spending is driven by emotion, not logic. We buy things that feel good in the moment. The premium coffee, the newest phone, an expensive dinner with friends. These purchases offer a temporary sense of relief, a quick antidote to stress, or a mundane routine. But that feeling is fleeting. And once the money has been spent, the comfort it provided vanishes along with it. This is the very cycle that keeps so many people financially trapped, perpetually using capital that could have built a fortress of security to instead chase a momentary high. The 97% are often guided by their immediate feelings. The 3% are guided by their long-term vision. Contrast this with the mindset of the financially successful. They don't merely spend money, they deploy it. And this isn't just about the stock market or complex financial instruments. It's about the power of intention. It is the practice of viewing every single dollar as a soldier with a mission to secure your future retirement, to fund an education, or to achieve complete financial independence. It is about purchasing freedom, not just temporary relief. This single distinction in perspective is what separates the perpetually struggling from the permanently wealthy. This doesn't mean the wealthy don't enjoy life's pleasures. It means that before every transaction, they ask a powerful, subconscious question. Will this action move me closer to my ultimate goals, or will it pull me further away? I vividly recall early in my own journey, when my resources were limited, I was surrounded by colleagues who didn't necessarily earn more, but who possessed a different set of habits. I watched as they paused before making a purchase. They weren't just checking their bank balance, they were consulting their future. They were weighing a fleeting emotional urge against a permanent life objective. And that disciplined habit, practiced over years, paid extraordinary dividends. Spending with intention means your priorities are so clear that they cannot be derailed by temporary emotions. It is the essence of control, discipline, and foresight. Every dollar you command will either work to build your freedom, or it will be sent to build someone else's. The choice is as simple and as profound as that. If you truly desire to join the 3%, the change begins today. It starts not with your income, but with how you think about every dollar you command. You must shift from spending based on impulse to allocating capital based on a predetermined loyalty to your future. The moment you make that shift, you cease building a temporary lifestyle and you begin constructing a permanent legacy. This is the fundamental difference between the broke and the free. The wealthy understand this truth on a profound level. They transform simple financial disciplines into powerful daily rituals that methodically shape their destiny. They know that significant success is never the result of a single lottery win or a stroke of luck. It is the inevitable outcome of small deliberate actions, repeated with unwavering consistency. Consider how easily we dismiss minor habits because they appear insignificant in the moment. Yet it is precisely these small, almost invisible daily choices that form the unshakable foundation of financial freedom. For instance, the act of reading just 10 pages of a book on finance each day is not a race to become an expert overnight. It is a commitment to cultivating a mindset of continuous growth. Knowledge compounds in the exact same way that money does, and every page you turn is another step toward financial mastery. Similarly, taking just a few moments each morning to review your financial goals may seem trivial, but this simple act sets the strategic direction for your entire day. It serves as a constant reminder of the why behind your efforts, keeping your focus razor sharp amidst the noise of daily life. This ritual grounds you in your ultimate purpose, and the habit of saving and investing a portion of your income every single time you get paid, no matter how small the amount, is perhaps the most transformative financial practice of all. It is the physical manifestation of paying yourself first. It ensures that a part of your labor is always being directed toward building your future, allowing your contributions to multiply over time through the powerful force of compound growth. The truth is, the initial amount you save is far less important than the unwavering discipline of saving consistently. The habit itself is the asset. Another simple yet powerful practice is to identify and eliminate just one single wasteful expense from your budget each week. This is not a call for a life of extreme deprivation. It is a call for a life of intentionality and intelligent priorities. The top 3% are not just earners. They are meticulous auditors of their own cash flow. They constantly monitor where their money is going, and they are masters at redirecting funds away from temporary gratification and toward the construction of permanent wealth. I can still vividly recall the period in my life when I first committed to these daily financial rituals. I was far from wealthy at the time, but I made a conscious decision to embrace continuous learning, daily goal reviews, systematic investing, and a disciplined approach to my spending. In the beginning, these small daily actions felt almost meaningless, like a single drop of rain in an empty bucket. But over the course of years, the cumulative effect of those consistent drops completely revolutionized my financial world.
So if you are truly serious about changing your financial destiny, you must stop waiting for a better time or a larger sum of money. Your power lies in what you can control right now, your daily financial behaviors. These fundamental disciplines, when executed with relentless consistency, evolve from simple actions into powerful wealth-building rituals. They become the very foundation upon which your future prosperity is built. Because wealth is never a single event. It is an ongoing process forged one daily financial choice at a time. True financial freedom is not just a popular phrase. It is the tangible ability to fund your entire lifestyle from the income generated by your assets, not just your labor. If you are entirely dependent on a single paycheck, you are attempting to balance on one leg in the middle of a hurricane. It is a position of profound vulnerability. The wealthy 3% understand this danger intimately. That is why they never build their financial houses on a single pillar. They build empires on multiple foundations. Your salary by itself will not lead you to lasting prosperity. You must engineer multiple channels of cash flow. Imagine your financial stability as a sturdy chair. A single leg, your job, is unstable. But a chair with 4 strong legs, your primary income, returns from your investments, an entrepreneurial side venture, and passive income streams, is solid and dependable. The more you strengthen each of these legs, the more unshakable your security becomes. Relying on one income source is like carrying all of your valuable groceries in a single, flimsy paper bag. And as we all know, those bags have a tendency to break at the worst possible moment. Now you do not need to build all 4 of these pillars overnight. You must begin from your current position. For some, that might mean launching a small side business. For others, it could be dedicating time to mastering the fundamentals of investing. A side business is far more than just a way to generate extra cash. It is a real-world education in entrepreneurship, discipline, and creative problem solving. It teaches you how to create value in the marketplace, independent of an employer. Likewise, even modest investments, when made with disciplined consistency, will grow and diversify your income base over time. The true genius of having multiple income streams lies in the financial armor it provides. When one source of income weakens, perhaps due to a job loss, an economic downturn, or a market correction, your other income sources act as a buttress, maintaining your overall stability. This resilience, this ability to withstand financial storms, is a core distinction between the prosperous 3% and the vulnerable 97%. The wealthy do not gamble their future on the hope of a single stable paycheck. They meticulously engineer financial durability. I vividly remember the early stages of my own journey, when I made the commitment to cultivate income streams beyond my regular job. It was not easy. It demanded sacrifice, patience, and a relentless dedication to learning new skills. but the return on that investment of time and energy was magnificent. It provided me with a level of security and a range of options that I had never known before. It was the first time I understood that if one door of opportunity closed, others were already open and generating results. If you are serious about commanding your own financial destiny, you must never again stake your entire well-being on a single point of failure. Begin today to develop multiple revenue streams, no matter how small they may seem at the start, and watch as your financial foundation transforms from fragile to formidable. This strategy transcends the simple act of earning more money. It is about constructing a base so solid and so diversified that it can effortlessly support the life you envision for yourself. Wealth creates freedom, and that freedom is a direct result of nurturing a rich and varied financial ecosystem. There is a saying, formal education will make you a living, but self-education will make you a fortune. The ultimate distinction between the 97% who remain financially stagnant and the 3% who achieve lasting wealth is not found in their bank statements. It is found in the quality of the information they consciously feed their minds every single day. Wealth is not a number, it is a mentality, forged through a commitment to relentless learning and personal growth. When I first began my own journey, I came to a powerful realization. To change my financial reality, I first had to change my mental diet. The average person invests their most valuable asset, their time, in passive entertainment and digital distractions that keep their thinking small and unfocused. The affluent, in stark contrast, invest their time differently. They are actively studying the principles of success. They are devouring books on finance and psychology, absorbing the wisdom of proven experts, and analyzing the habits of successful people with a focused and purposeful curiosity. Your mind operates exactly like a plot of fertile farmland. If you choose to plant it with weeds, useless information, pervasive negativity, and constant distraction, you will inevitably harvest a life of financial mediocrity. But if you choose to deliberately plant seeds of wisdom, proven strategies, empowering principles, and powerful ideas, you will reap a harvest of exponential growth and true abundance. Success is not about having all the answers at once. It is about establishing a daily, non-negotiable commitment to nourishing your mind with growth-oriented information. I can personally attest to the power of dedicating just 15 minutes each morning to reading a book on wealth creation or listening to a message from a mentor. At first, the impact seemed minimal, but over time, those brief, consistent sessions fundamentally rewired my thinking and reshaped my automatic behaviors. Eventually, the principles I was studying became a part of me, instinctively guiding every financial choice I made. The secret, as always, is unwavering consistency. Do not postpone your education until you have more time or more money. Integrate learning into the very rhythm of your daily life. Make the conscious choice to study the people who have already produced the results you want to achieve. Through this deliberate practice, you are doing more than just acquiring information. You are installing the very mindset required to operate at the level of the financially free. Remember, prosperity is born in the mind long before it is ever reflected in the material world. Choose to nourish your mind with principles of success, not with empty distractions, and watch as your entire financial reality begins to transform. This is the blueprint. Wealth is built not by working harder, but by thinking and learning with more strategy every single day. So the choice is now yours. Will you join the 3% who build their future through the power of disciplined daily habits? Or will you remain with the majority who are left wondering where their money and their time has gone? Your financial destiny will be determined by the decision you make today and by the actions you take every day that follows. If this message provided you with value, support the channel by liking this video and subscribing for more content designed to build a wealthy mindset. And let me know you're committed to this journey by commenting below with the words, "I choose the 3%."